What is going on, guys? Welcome to the PokeRev show where we talk about, you guessed it, Pokemon cards. So check it out. We are going to be going into all of the different types of... Wow, I can't... I did this like 10 times before we started. And it worked perfectly every single time. Pokemon cards, guys! We're talking about collecting, buying, selling, investing, and so much more. This is the place where you come hang out and ask all of your Pokemon cards related questions. So come here, go down below to the description, throw in your questions, and let's get it started. We're going to start it off today with PSA cards. Now, specifically, a lot of people have been jumping in and grading up their Pokemon cards. Is it going to work? Wow, it worked so good yesterday when I was trying this out. Okay. But anyway, everyone's grading their Pokemon cards into slabs like these. There we go. Okay. Check it out. This is a PSA graded Charmander from base set. Now, basically what this is you get your cards and you could send them to a company called PSA or Beckett. And those are the top two right now. And you send them in there, and a lot of times, depending on the grade, you can increase the value of your Pokemon cards tremendously. So you're getting a lot of people right now that are sending their Pokemon cards in to get graded in mass, like, craziness. So many people are going out and sending all their cards in, and what's happening is PSA is getting so backed up, Beckett is getting so backed up that even if you send out your cards via express methods for a lot of money, they're not coming back in time. It's taking a long time to get your cards back, so a lot of people are... It's kind of like the gold rush. A lot of people are sending their cards in frantically right now, trying to cash out on the market and what it's doing at the moment, but... We're going to jump in, and I'm going to show you guys some auctions that are going on, and there are a lot of PSA cards on these auctions. So, guys, good morning. Welcome to the Poke Cave. Jeff the Ref is in the house. We got the Simple. We got Julian. We got Josh in the house. We got a lot of people hanging out here in the Poke Cave. We are live, so, guys, go in the live chat right now. Say what's up. Talk to other like-minded individuals that are into Pokemon cards. And, guys, really quickly before we get started here, our good buddy... you guys already know, Trainer Trey. Here's the Trainer Trey merch. I'm repping it right now because Trainer Trey is actually having some medical issues. He's in the hospital at the moment. And you guys, if you know Trainer Trey, he's always spreading the Poke positivity, the Poke love, and always willing to help out one another here and keep it Poke positive. So, guys, send your wishes over to Trainer Trey. We're thinking about you here in the Poke Cave as well, man. I hope you get better ASAP. We're going to shoot you over that Super Potion and get you back at it. So, guys... let's jump into it right now. PWCC auctions are going down. I'm going to switch over to the screen here. We can check it out. This is basically what's going on, the top bids. And if you guys know, PWCC auctions are they run them every month, once a month. So this is going to be the new auctions here that are going down at the end of this month, ending in about 9 days. I just posted these up. Some of the big hitters here, we've got a Green Wing base set booster box. If you guys know Green Wing, a lot of times they do have an auction. They do have the possibility of having shadowless cards inside. Now this is interesting. They don't even show the side of this box. They only show two views of it, and it does have the country codes on the bottom, so that's not what you want to see, as well as stamps on the wrap. I would say this is most likely not going to be shadowless, guys. Keep that in mind. If you are bidding on this booster box, there's a very, very, very good chance that it's not going to be shadowless. So keep that in mind, guys. Even though it's Green Wing, you got to look for the correct signs for it to actually be shadowless. Thank you guys so much sending the Poke positivity over to Trainer Trey. So, guys, we got Blastoise 93 in the house as well. Send over the love and support, well wishes over to our boy, please. Dude, absolutely. We're thinking about you over here. Get well soon, man. We got some other big auctions coming up here, though. We got a first edition Beckett Charizard graded in a 9. You guys can see on here. And again, these auctions were just put up, I would say, about 12 hours ago. So they give about 10 days or so runtime on these things. So Charizard first edition and shadowless as well in a 9. Some of the other big hitters we got. Some people I've noticed a lot recently. There are people that are sending in booster boxes to PWCC. So there's actually multiple fossil booster boxes up. So if you're a buyer right now, it's usually a good time to grab stuff when they come up multiple times on the same auctions. So 2 fossil booster boxes are actually getting thrown up here, which means that a lot of times if there's only one on the market, you know what happens, if there's one, there's more demand. Well, there's the same demand, but there's more supply basically, right? So there's 2 of these. So now, there could be a shot that the prices end lower than what they would be for just one of these boxes going off. You got a jungle booster box as well. Current bid is at 8,500 as well. So that is all going down on PWCC. Just a quick rundown. And guys, the Charizards. Look at this. Remember, you know how we do it in the Poke Cave. If you guys always tune in here Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. And basically, we throw up the firewall, right? Like, what, in the chat, we go in there and we throw up the firewall. This is essentially the Charizard firewall right here on PWCC auctions, because there's just... so I typed in Pokemon, right? We have 843 items that are up on PWCC right now for this month. So we always go and we do the rundown on these when they end at the end of the month. So 9 days from now, check back here. We're going to be live and we're going to watch all these end. I mean, there's a lot of cards up this time. I feel like this is the most that I've ever seen since we started watching these end live. But if I actually type in Charizard, we can actually see how many of these have Charizard in the title. Over 100. So almost 10% of these listings have Charizard in the title. Look at this. Charizards just everywhere. There's 2 more pages, but we're just doing a quick rundown here. We're going to go really in depth on all these, and we're going to check out everything that's going on PWCC if you guys are interested in that. But in some other news, guys, let me know in the chat right now, in the live chat, if you pre-ordered Champions Path Elite Trainer boxes. If you guys don't know what Elite Trainer boxes are, they're essentially... comes with all these different things in one single box. 10 packs. It comes with the promo card Charizard. It comes with VMAX Charizard sleeves. It comes with all this extra stuff. It's really cool. They usually only do 1 print run of them, so they're usually pretty valuable if you hang on to them, especially the Hidden Fates ETBs. If you guys have looked at those, they've gone up tremendously in value. But let me know if you pre-ordered yours. Put a hashtag yes in the chat if you pre-ordered some Elite Trainer boxes of Champions Path, because the bad news is, if you guys have been paying attention, or if you've checked your emails lately, if you pre-ordered from GameStop, they've canceled quite a lot of these. I've been reading a lot everywhere that people are getting their Elite Trainer boxes canceled left and right, nonstop. Tom says yes. Ernesto said, I wish I did. Really Kids did. Jay's pre-ordered 5. Marshall got 8 ETBs ordered. Aiden had to drive 50 miles to get some pre-orders in. We got a lot of people saying they did. A lot of people saying they wish they did. But here's the deal. They're listed at $50 on GameStop. But a lot of these got canceled. Tremendous amounts of people got emails. Now, let me know in the chat right now. Put a hashtag me if you had your pre-orders canceled. Let me know. My boy Blastoise93 says I ordered 10 and I'm down to 4. Yikes. It's rough with these. So a lot of people are talking about Elite Trainer boxes specifically. Really quickly here, before I dive into this a little bit more, the reason why we do these live Q&As, tentatively, I'm calling this the PokeRev show. If you guys have ideas for a name for this, because I need to get a name down for this, so let me know if you do have ideas. But besides that, right now the reason why we're doing this is because I get so many questions, emails, comments, DMs, everything, right? And this is the best way to get to all these questions, because one of the big questions I'm getting a lot, very frequently, is this ETBs, and people are asking, are these investable? Should I invest in these? Should I hang on to these? Should I open them? What should I do with these? So just as like a background on Elite Trainer boxes, they usually, from what I've seen, only do 1 print run of these. So like there is going to be 2 waves of these, but there's only really 2 waves of these because Pokemon is so backed up. You guys know what's going on in the world with the virus and everything like that, and the demand of Pokemon. So there's actually going to be 2 waves of these. These are basically going to be getting stocked up like this week once this is released, and then in the middle of October of next month, so 1 month later. But these typically, you're really only going to see these drop like once, and then that's it. Like, I would be very, very, very surprised if they did some sort of like reprint of these or like rerun of these, because it's a lot of work to put these together. There's a lot of components in these boxes, and it's not an easy task. It's not like a booster box or anything. And so on top of that, the demand with these and the value that you're getting out of these, my advice to people that are asking if I should hang on to these, what should I do, is if I were you, I would open up stuff like the double V boxes. I would open up like the pin boxes. If you guys check out here on GameStop, you can see the other items that are, through here. Like you could get really anything besides the ETBs. I would probably be opening up to pull packs out. Yeah, of course you could definitely, if you want to open up some of these, I would definitely go for it. Like get the Charizard out of there, but like I would personally hang on to some of these, like just depending on your allocation. That's how I would do it. So if you got, say you have 5 of these coming in, maybe open up 1 or 2, keep the other 3. That's personally what I would do. Open up 1 just to get that Charizard out if you want. The Charizard alone is honestly going to be worth the price of this. I'm just going to say it right now. $50 or whatever you're paying for these. The Charizard's going to be worth that. Like, and then the 10 packs you get, the sleeves. I mean, there's so much value in these things. These are going to be out the gate going for at very least double. I mean, at the very, very least. So I would open up these if you're looking for packs, right? Open up like these gym leader type boxes, these pin boxes, the Marnie boxes, stuff like that. That's what I would do. And I would hang on to the ETBs. So that's my personal take on it, guys. And I totally didn't have that on the screen, but here it is. The pin boxes, Champions Path pin boxes, the Marnie box. There's different boxes coming out too in October as well. So that's what I would be doing. You can't, and a lot of people do ask, can you get booster boxes of these? Like, they're like, Rev, where can I find a booster box of like Hidden Fates? Where can I find a booster box of Champions Path? You can't find them, unfortunately. So that's the big deal with these Champions Path. That's my personal take on it. That's what I would do. And hopefully that helped out people with that question as well. Now I'm going to move on to some more news. We're going to jump into a live Q&A as well, guys. So make sure you check out the description down below. If you go in there, click the first or second link, throw your questions in. I do them in order that I receive them. Just a real quick note, guys, this week I am not going to be doing grade estimates. So we do that a lot of times here. You guys show me photos of your cards, and basically I'll go through and I'll say like this card might be like a PSA 7, a PSA 8 or whatever. That I love doing it. Don't get me wrong, guys. But it's definitely been taking up quite a lot of these the runtime of these. So I will bring it back next week, but in a different way. So just hang on to those if you have your cards and you have questions and you want to get them graded and you don't know like what it might get or whatever. Just hang on to that for next week. I'll have a new setup for that where I will jump into it, but in a way where it won't take up a lot of the runtime of these. But again, I do enjoy doing them. I like helping you guys out with it. I know you guys get value out of that as well, but I just need to do it in a different way because there's been a tremendous amount of people that will specifically are like an amount of questions that are just for that. It's not just like 15% of each type of question. It's like maybe like 75% of pre-grade question and then like other questions throughout. I want to make sure we're getting a lot of different categories on these. So we're going to keep moving though, guys, because next up I'm going to talk about some news that's going on PokeBeach. Guys, I always like to pull up PokeBeach when we do these. They are the best place to go really for like your first look at news and information. So some stuff that really caught my eye here. This is called the Small But Mighty Premium Collection. And this is the actual name of it. Check it out. Small But Mighty Premium Collection. I love this. They got Togepi, Cleffa, Igglybuff on here, and a ton of different types of packs. And a promo card. Guys, let me know if you think this is cool. If you're into this type of thing. I mean, I think it's awesome. This is like the trio, like the Three Musketeers right here. Just like this is like the A team, right? So here's the promo card. That is a good artwork. I mean, that is a great artwork for Pokemon. That's what you look for with artworks. Just so much going on. You could look at this and just, I mean, check it out. Togepi, Igglybuff, Cleffa. You got all this crazy stuff going on in the background. It just pops. It's a really cool promo card. So I like it. And it's got that tag team vibe to it, except there's 3 on one card instead of just 2. So you got a whole team. Not even just a tag team, just a team. A trio. And the cool thing about it is all the packs you're getting in here, you're getting vivid. First of all, before I move further, this is going to be dropping November 1st. So, but the types of packs you're getting here is pretty wild. You're getting 2 evolutions. You're getting a Sun and Moon base set. You're getting Unbroken Bonds. You're getting Crimson Invasion, Burning Shadows, Sword and Shield base, Darkness Ablaze, and 2 Vivid Voltage. Guys, that is pretty cool. I mean, that is a nice mixture of packs. You got the Unbroken Bonds. I mean, you guys know Unbroken Bonds. That's a great set. I always talk about Unbroken Bonds. Burning Shadows, I'm always talking about. Evolutions, I'm always talking about. Vivid Voltage, the new set that's dropping. Of course, Darkness Ablaze is in there. Like, this is a solid collection box. I personally think it's cool. I'm going to pick it up. So you get, and of course you get the pins, you get a coin. And then in Australia, the MSRP right now is 110 Australian AUD, and then US dollars converted over is about 80, but we don't know what the exact price of it will be. It's going to be expensive. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's like 9 packs or 10. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Should be 10. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10. There's also, they revealed a promo of Jirachi. Don't know when the releases of this yet, but this is on here as well as some more news. So it seems like a lot of you guys are thinking about grabbing that as well. Besides that, on Poke Beach, guys, we do have some more, something else that I wanted to hit on that I think is pretty cool here. So if we go back, where was it? Here it is. All right, so there was the 2020 Illustrator contest. If you guys don't know, Pokemon runs the contest. People do artworks of Pokemon cards. And the winner of the contest, of course, the Charizard, the Charizard won. And this was the artwork. Let me know if you think this is a cool artwork. Rock, what's going on? Good morning to you and to everybody else that's here in the PokeCave hanging out. We're doing live Q&A. We do this every Saturday morning. So if you guys are into this kind of stuff, talking about Pokemon cards, buying, selling, investing, collecting, trading, grading, literally everything about Pokemon cards, this is the place to be. So consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications so you don't miss when we go live here. But going back to this, guys, this Illustrator for the 2020 Illustrator contest, this is the card. This is the promo. So the way you get this, though, starting October 23rd, Japanese fans can receive the promo if they purchase any 5 booster packs from Pokemon Center and Target stores. It's unlikely the promo will be released overseas. So, well, we don't know for sure, right? So, and the package will feature Bay with 64 card sleeves, a deck box, a rubber playmat, and cardboard box to hold it all. Will be released October 23rd. So the so you can also get 2 copies of the promo if you purchase the new rubber play set. Okay, so this is the set there. You get 2 of them if you purchase this. Surfetched on there. Machamp. Hitmontop. And again, this is the card. I believe it's just a non-holo. I think, anyway. So that'd be cool. I definitely want to try to grab one of these, though. What do you guys think of that? It's like right in the stadium there. About the battle. I like it. Jiro Sasumo's artwork. So this is the artwork of or that's the artist anyway. So yeah, that's some of the information here that we have going on. I think I hit most of the stuff that I wanted to with the general news and the general just what's been going on over the past week. Of course, guys, again, Champions Path dropping on the 25th. We got 6 more days until the release date of that. Set's looking amazing, and it's just a fun time for Pokemon. Vivid Voltage dropping soon. Hidden Fates reprint dropping soon as well. So a lot of cool stuff going on. Of course, 2021, after the end of this year is over, we got the 25th anniversary of Pokemon coming. So a lot of cool stuff for Pokemon going on. A lot of really awesome things to look forward to. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump right into the live Q&A, guys. This is where you ask all of your Pokemon cards related questions, and we go through and answer them. And we're going to see exactly, you guys basically make this show what it is, right? So by you guys putting the questions in, you guys starting the conversations up with each other in the live chats, make this thing possible. So without you guys here, it'd be me talking to a microphone by myself. So, but we got about 600 live viewers here hanging out, having a good time here. I'm going to jump into really quickly to a couple of super chats here, actually. So, Derek, thank you so much. Got a question here. A BGS 9.5 and raw shiny Charizard from Hidden Fates. Should I crack the one and submit both with Beckett or just submit with PSA? Don't know how PSA regraded with a Beckett holder. Thanks. Keep up the great work. So, that's an interesting question. So, you have a Beckett 9.5. So that's where it gets kind of interesting. I would say for sure if you had the Beckett 9 to crack it out, right? But with the 9.5, there's a couple things you want to look for. First of all, you want to know what the actual subgrades are. So that's going to be huge because you can have a Beckett 9.5 with different subgrades. So here's the Nidoking from that's graded by Beckett, and so you can see like the different subgrades on there. It's really going to change a lot of things with PSA and kind of depending on how the subgrades are. So like this has corners are 10 and the edges are a 10, which is very strong for a 9.5. But then the centering is only a 9. But PSA and Beckett's pretty strict with their centering. So like a 9 centering for Beckett isn't really bad. And then the surface got a 9.5 overall. So I would say this is like probably a pretty strong 9.5, especially when you have two 10s on there. Now the 9 is not the strongest. I would have liked to see that as a 9.5. But if this had a 9.5 as the centering, I think this would have a really good shot at a PSA 10. So it's tough, right? Because if you crack it out, here's like the pros and cons. You crack it out of the case, you potentially damage the card. PSA potentially damages the card. It potentially gets damaged in shipping. Anything that happens like that on the way. Another thing is, it could come back a PSA 9, and then you lost your 9.5. Then you'd have to crack it out of the 9, try to submit it to Beckett, and then maybe it doesn't come back at 9.5 because it's been through a lot more. Maybe it has a couple more scuffs. Maybe Beckett just says, it's not getting a 9.5. So you have that to deal with. Now, the positives are, though, is that you're going to get a fresh look from PSA, right? You're going to get a fresh perspective on it. They're not going to be like looking at what it got from Beckett and then having that as something that they, think about when they're grading it. They also don't have a case. So like when it's in a case, it could have scratches on the outside. It could have scratches on the penny sleeve on there as well. So things like that, that's another con, I would say, to it. But then looking at it on the other way is if you did send it in this case, one of the pros of that is that you're preserving the grade that you have on the card. You're not risking damaging it, really. I mean, if it does get a grade up, they do have to crack it out. But by then, they would have already pre-graded. They would have already, said this is a 10, so we're going to crack it out. So one of the other things you can do is if you do send it in the case is that you can actually put a predetermined minimum. So if you want to put a minimum of a 10 on it, then they won't crack it out unless it's at least a 10 in their eyes. Now, crossing over from Beckett to PSA is very difficult. So I would say you have a tougher shot probably at it being in the 9.5 case, unless it has really good subgrades. Like unless you're a 9.5 with like basically like this card has two 10s and like two 9.5s, that would be like you have a decent shot maybe. But like if it's like a weaker 9.5 or even like an average 9.5, it's going to be tough. And then, of course, the cons of sending it in the case, like I said, like they already see what Beckett graded it and everything like that. So they're going to kind of keep that in mind when they do it. So there's no right or wrong way to go about it. I would say if you want to throw it into the Q&A form down below and put photos or let me know what your subgrades are on that. Yeah, let me know what your subgrades are on it, and that could help a little bit more as well. Or throw it in the live chat, and I'll try to catch it. It's a little bit tough to see in the live chat, but I'll try to catch it. But so Derek's. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You sent a second. Oh, wow. That is incredibly generous of you. Thank you so much for the $50 super chat. Okay, so you did put the subgrades on the second one. So you said the subgrades are. Oh wait, no, you didn't. Wait. Any help would be appreciated. The 9.5 is a 10, 10, 9. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. That's pretty unusual. So you have 3 10s and a 9 on the centering. So like if that 9 was a 9.5, you probably know, but that would have been a 10 overall, pristine. But since you have the 9, it's only going to bump it a half grade higher than that lower grade there. So you bumped it to a 9. That's tough. That's tough. You don't hear that often, those subgrades. I don't know. You might. I would say maybe consider a review from Beckett. You could send in a card, and you could send it through the review service. You basically just send the card back in, and they just look at it again, and maybe they'll look at that centering one more time because they're going to know exactly what you're looking at. They're going to know that they're going to look at it and they're going to say, okay, they want the centering reevaluated because that's the only thing that got lower than a 10. So that's a tough one. I would say maybe try the review. I wouldn't crack it though. I don't know. Yeah, definitely don't crack it. When you have 3 10 subgrades, I wouldn't crack it. That's my personal opinion on it. That's my personal opinion. I wouldn't crack it because 3 subgrades is really good, even though you have that 9 on there. But hopefully that helped you out a bit. I would do the review from Beckett maybe, and then if that doesn't bump it at all, send it to PSA for the 10 possibly. That's what I do. I wouldn't crack it though. Of course, you could do, whatever you'd like, but that's just my personal opinion. Guys, let me know in the chat, too, what you would do. We got another super chat rolling in from Lonely Rider asking, why doesn't Pokemon do first edition print runs anymore? That's a good question, and really they're not. Pokemon basically is not trying to cater to, like, the super, how do I put this? The people that are looking for the super, super limited exclusivity in English, they're not really doing it for us. I mean, in Japan, if you go and you look in Japan, they have all the exclusive stuff they drop constantly. So, especially next year for the 25th anniversary, they dropped, the Team Rocket briefcase last year, which was awesome. That was huge. The gold Pikachu, like, they do a lot of that stuff in Japan with the limited stuff, but English, they don't really cater too much. It's more of like the mass. That's what I wanted to say. Like, more of like the mass audience, like the overall just like everyday consumer that just wants Pokemon cards. That's who they're catering to. So once you put a first edition stamp, that's catering more towards like super, high-end type of collectors and things like that. But like the Rocket briefcase, I wonder if there's any up on eBay at the moment. So these were like, if you talk about like a limited exclusive product, like in the Mario, Pikachu, Luigi, those cards were really cool. And these, like, I think for exclusive items, these and the gold Pikachus were like some of the best, and that was back for the 20th anniversary. So I could actually show you guys these if you've never seen it. This is the briefcase from Rocket. I mean, these were, when you talk about like an exclusive product and you talk about something that's like limited and it just, I mean, this just hits everything. You got the Team Rocket, and it's in a Team Rocket briefcase, like legitimately Team Rocket's briefcase here with the big R on it. And not only that, but inside were limited cards and sleeves. 2 limited cards, actually. Here's the Jesse James Meowth, the Giovanni. I mean, the artworks are crazy good. You had the coin there, the sleeves in a nice briefcase. I mean, this is what it's all about. This is just hits everything. This is like a home run. I wish I got these. The 20th anniversary was like when I was still pretty newer to modern day Pokemon card collecting, because I got back in about 6 years ago. And like, if I knew what I knew now, right? That's like the hindsight thing. I would have bought some of these because these are just crazy cool. And it wasn't 10,000 when they released these. I don't remember the exact price, but I mean, I don't know the exact price honestly, but it was a lot less than that. And of course, the gold Pikachu, like, if you guys have seen gold Pikachu, so the gold Pikachu cards, not the Burger King ones. We're talking about the actual gold. So I don't know if any are listed, but those were really good too. Yeah, I don't even think any are listed right now. Gold Pikachu. Let me just try gold Pikachu. There could be. Yeah, there is. Well, that was the sold PWCC auction that we watched go down not too long ago. There's none listed. But just to show you guys, if you've never seen that exclusive item, and this is going back to like the first edition stamp type of deal where it's like, super collectible type stuff here. But if we go here, like, here's the gold, like, this is actual gold. So this is like the company that created it down here, and this one went off on auction from PWCC back in June for $12,655. So that was pretty awesome. Yeah. So 25th anniversary is coming up very soon, and that'll be, I mean, I'm expecting a lot of limited stuff to be dropping, all kinds of cool things. Nintendo generally does that kind of stuff. I mean, Zelda, if you guys follow like video games, like, and Mario's I think Mario, I don't know how many years is Mario. I don't know. Mario's anniversary is like this month, I believe, and they're dropping crazy, or this year sometime. I don't know the exact date of it, but anyway, like the Mario anniversary and with Nintendo back, like, it's just, they're pumping out all kinds of really cool anniversary stuff for Mario, and it's just they'll do that for Pokemon, and it'll be awesome for that too. So, and we also have another super chat rolling in from KTH Craver asking, will Vivid Voltage have build and battle boxes? I believe so because it's a normal set, so I don't see why not. I don't know the exact answer. Oh, Mario's 35th anniversary, says DBZ Peter. Thank you. So 35 for Mario, and Julian said so. Yeah. So Mario's dropping all kinds of stuff. So when you just think about it like that, they, Nintendo and, overall in Pokemon, when they hit anniversaries on stuff, they go big a lot of times. So I'm expecting some big stuff from Pokemon next year. So keep an eye out for that. But Vivid Voltage, I believe, should. I don't see why it wouldn't. I could be wrong, but I believe it should. All right, guys. So I think I hit all of the super chats right now. What I want to do actually is jump into the live form here. So basically with that, you guys ask your questions here, and basically I go through and answer a lot of them. And also in the live chat, a lot of you guys in there help each other one out. We keep it Poke Positive here in the Poke Cave as always. So what I'm going to do is jump into the form. It's just a first come, first serve basis. So the earlier you get your questions in, the sooner or the more likely I'll be answering it and getting to your questions. So what I want to do now is jump into our first question of the day. And again, guys, if you are enjoying this video, if you get value out of it, and if you just overall like this type of video, make sure to hit that like button. It lets me know that I'm on the right track and that you guys are enjoying it. And one other thing that you might be noticing is every one of these live shows, I've been adding more and more to it, whether it be production value, more ideas. If you guys look on the forum, I put some more types of things that you can click on. So interesting finds. If you guys have interesting finds or cool pickups or like something you want on eBay auction or just like a cool, like just collecting type of things that you found, you can put that in. You can add photos as well in that form. And then another thing is I put on there is share a story. Did you pull something really cool from, a cool card? Did you open up an old pack, maybe like a jungle pack or something really cool? Did you grade a card and it came back like a high grade? You can share those stories now in there. There's an option for that. But we'd like to hear that. We like to talk about that kind of stuff too. So yeah. But other than that, guys, and in terms of like production value, just trying to add new things in, and whether that be so you guys get a clear image on the screen or audio or things like that. And every live show, you should be seeing more and more things added. I make it one of my goals is every week to add a couple new things to the production or to like the back end and stuff. And I want to involve you guys more into these. So just stay tuned. I got a lot of fun things coming for these. But you guys have been patient with me, so I appreciate that. All right, so we're going to start off with our first question here. Got a hashtag rehydrate. All right. Our first question comes in from Rock Card. And the goal is to make a living doing what I love. Hey, can't argue with that. That is what it's all about, for sure. So the question is, hey, I was wondering, how do you manage the administration of your business? I was finally registered as a company in January of 2020. Well, congratulations on that. Registering in 2020. So you just did this year. And there's a lot of work with learning and managing everything related to bookkeeping, taxes, etc. Do you do everything 100% yourself, or how have you solved the workload that comes with being an entrepreneur? I would also love to see your workstation looks like and how you manage the inventory/office. Keep up the hustle. Hey, I appreciate that. And so back end, like taxes and stuff and business setup, I hired a whole team for that, of accountants, of bookkeeping, and really I would go first off, and there is a price that comes with that, of course, but the other thing is you'll save time. So if you value your time in a certain way where you get more value out of somebody else doing it, where you could spend that time doing something else, then that's where it's at. So I would say maybe do it yourself in the beginning, right? And just as your workload increases and as things increase, hire more people out that can do that for you. So I've got to the point where I have a team of I think there's probably like four people in like the accounting/bookkeeping taxes area that do everything basically related to that stuff. Because if I had to spend the time doing that myself, I would not be able to spend that time doing things like this, videos and other things. Like I would have to spend so much time on it, many hours a month doing that kind of stuff. So on the back end, just make sure you get with them, you sit down, you talk one-on-one or whatever to a team, and you just explain exactly what you do, what you need and everything like that. And if they are good at what they do, they'll be able to help you out with it. So that's where I get that stuff done, and that's where I can get value out of something like that. It's very important to me. So no, I do a lot myself though. I'm still like mainly a one-man type show, but I'm slowly trying to outsource more things that I can without with people that know what they're doing and people that are good with what they do and passionate about it. Those are all important things when you outsource stuff to different types of people. Make sure that you know that they're passionate about it, that they're good at what they do, they love what they do, and they can help you and they want to help you, right? So when that stuff all combines together, that's where you can possibly outsource something where you can save time, and your time is spent on other things that you know that you want to spend it on, that'll help you in other ways. So that's how I've done it. And also like workstation and stuff like that, I could definitely do a video if you guys are interested on that kind of stuff, like the back end, like shipping, like all that kind of stuff that goes into it. But I appreciate the question. Hopefully that helped out some people, and not just like write the questions. If you guys know one person asked this question, but the main thing about it is I want to be able to help multiple people out at the same time. So like hopefully there are other people out there that are asking these same questions that are getting an answer through these live Q&As. That's why I do it this way. I feel like a lot more people can get value out of it and a lot more questions can get answered. We got Adam G with the super chat. Dude, thank you so much. Just with the hashtag PokeRev gang. I like that hashtag. I like that. And then Anthony as well with the super chat says, Booyah Rev. I have a VMAX Zard graded with Beckett, and it has all 10s and a 9.5 surface. I can't find why it's a 9.5, so should I send it for a review? So, Anthony, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Most likely they won't change anything with it. Review is like, it's very difficult because you're basically asking the grading card company to go back on what they had already said, right? It's like, imagine if somebody's an expert in a field, and then they did the work, and they did everything, and then you're like, hold on a second, that's not right. Look at that again. So that's kind of what goes on in their mind anyway when I think of that. But like on something where we had Derek had asked, like they have 3 10s and a 9. It's like, ugh, like that one I feel like is worth like the risk of throwing in the cash and maybe bumping it to a 9.5. But a 10, like, because if you get a 10 on that 9.5, that's going to bump you to a black label. I mean, you could give it a shot. It's just very, very tough to get that perfect 10. I would you know what? I might be able to pull it up on here. I haven't purchased one of these in a long time, but this might help you out here. If I could find it. Okay. So this should help you get a closer view. I can't find the exact one I have. I'll put this up on the screen just so you get an idea though, but this is not exactly like what I have, and I don't have it here in the Poke Cave right now to show you, but so like basically magnifying glasses. There's certain ones, I can't find them right now, but there's certain ones where it has like a light on it. These might do it, but you can get a magnifying glass with the light on it. They go up like 60x or something crazy. You could literally see the actual ink dots on the cards, that it gets that close on these. So I've used that before. I would definitely maybe try something like that and see if that helps you kind of narrow it down a little bit. But just overall, to both you and Derek, it's just super tough. The review process and cross grading is super tough as well. I think cross grading is probably you have a little bit of a better shot at cross grading versus like a review. But of course, you never know. It's always different. Let's jump back in the form here and jump to our next question, though. So, all right. Noah wants to share a story. Awesome. All right, so, hey, Rev, I decided to start taking part in eBay auctions, and I bought a first edition Shiny Gyarados PSA 9, my favorite card of all time. Congratulations. Also, I picked up some more cards for my Legend collection that I wanted to share. It was a great mail day yesterday. Dude, let's see it. Let's see the goods. Oh, dude, that's what it's all about. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys this on the screen here. So that's another cool thing, guys. Share your stories. Like, we love like checking out each other's collections and stories and pickups and stuff like that. So that's why I added that option in. So check it out. That's my boy Shining Gyarados in the house in a PSA 9 first edition. How can you not love that artwork? Gyarados coming out of the sea. This dude over here is just about he's done basically. He's just going to be cast away after this. And then the Legend cards. So if you guys know the Legend cards from Heart Gold Soul Silver era, we got Lugia, Deoxys, Groudon, Kyogre. These are awesome. These are awesome. Palkia, Dialga, Cresselia, Darkrai. Nice pickups. You guys like legend cards? I've really been liking them. A lot of them have 2 artists as well on each card. That's the 2 artists working together on the arcs. That's how cool they are. All right. Thanks for sharing that. Let's see what else we got going on here. And guys, again, I hope you are having a good time here hanging out in the Poke Cave. We do this every Saturday, so consider subscribing, turning on notifications. Stick around. Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays as well. We have live openings. So open pretty much any kind of Pokemon cards you can imagine. We open them here in the Poke Cave. Let's go, guys. Let's keep the Poke positivity going. PokeJohn breaks, or PokeJohn breaks. Welcome to the Poke Cave Adventure Tier. Thank you so much for joining up. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being a part of the Poke Cave. If you don't know, you can check out the community tab on the channel where you can find members exclusive posts, which give you information on how to access the once a month Poke Cave members openings. It's going down in about a week already. I can't believe how fast this month is going. It's crazy. It's literally about a week until we get the members opening. So you can jump in. Got plenty of time still to jump in on that. But welcome, everybody in the Poke Cave. If you could welcome PokeJohn Breaks as well, I'd appreciate it. All my hashtag olds, hashtag ancients. And guys, if you are new here to the Poke Cave or to the lives, you've never seen me before, throw in a hashtag new in the live chat right now as well. I want to welcome all the new people here that are hanging out in the Poke Cave. Next question is from Taylor. We got another story. Was packaging all my older cards and I found an Undaunted tin. It mainly had commons and uncommons inside, but I caught a peek at one card with a hollow edge and I found this. Last one sold for $300 on eBay and a PSA 10, I believe. Ooh, let's see what we got. Going through your collection, pulled up a tin and found a card. Let's see what we got. Got a couple photos. Nice. Thank you guys for throwing in the photos as well. It really helps capture the story and just overall. So, nice. The Umbreon, number 86 out of 90. That is awesome. What an awesome card. Umbreon artworks are always really nice. Congrats on that find. Wow. From the Heart Gold, Soul Silver era, too. I've never pulled this card before. I've actually never seen it in person either, so nice artwork over there on that Umbreon. All right, let's see what else we have here. So, all right. Taylor with the collecting question. The goal is to find a better solution for grading cards. All right, let's see what your question is. I've been collecting again for about a month. I've watched you and a few others, and I know you mainly talk about PSA and Beckett for grading. I've heard CGC grading as well. Do people prefer a certain company in regards to grading? Like if you had a card in a PSA 10, it would be different price than a CGC 10. Would it be worth going to others? A friend of mine received a Beckett for Japanese cards since they're more strict and Japanese cards have better quality than US cards. Thank you for your help, Frenzy. Okay, so real quick rundown is some people do have their preference. Now, PSA basically dominates the market on Pokemon cards. You'll see PSA, grading probably like 98% of the cards. Maybe Beckett like 2% if I had to guess on average, maybe even more with the PSA side than that. So PSA definitely dominates, but there's definitely a lot of people that Beckett that really like Beckett graded cards, and it seems like it's growing more and more as like, especially this year as it goes on, because a lot of collectors are crossing over into Pokemon and they're used to Beckett because PSA doesn't dominate every trading card category. I mean, Beckett dominates, I believe, like Magic the Gathering cards and sports cards a lot as well, or have a lot more anyway with sports cards. And with Pokemon, it's really just been PSA that dominated it a lot because they kind of dialed it in very early. But like when you get cross graders that come into Pokemon that are used to Beckett, what happens is they already prefer Beckett, so then you're going to see more Beckett cards rolling in, as well as more people wanting to go with Beckett because of lead times and just overall more transparency with the subgrades. So, but like in terms of like a price range on them, really, it's CGC. There's no real like pricing data on those yet because there's way too new to kind of figure them out. But like PSA, so like a Beckett 9, a Beckett overall 9 usually has a lower price than a PSA 9, okay? But then a Beckett 9.5 has a higher grade, or usually has a higher price than a PSA 9. A PSA 10 has a higher price than a Beckett 9.5. A Beckett 10 usually has a higher price than a PSA 10. And then a Beckett Black Label has the highest price overall, which is a perfect 10 with all subgrades, right? So it usually goes Beckett, I'll do that again. So just Beckett 9, PSA 9, Beckett 9.5, PSA 10, Beckett 10 Pristine, Beckett Black Label 10. That's kind of like how the prices usually work out most of the time. Most of the time. But it depends sometimes too on the Beckett, on the subgrades of those cards as well. As you saw with like the Charizard from PWCC auctions last month, it was a 9.5, I believe in it, but it had really good subgrades, so that shot the price up very high on it. But that's kind of like in general what you'll see. But I think Beckett is slowly going to start taking more of the market. All right, let's see what else we got here. Guys, if you don't know, you could throw questions in the live Q&A form down below in the description. It's like the second link there. So we got a story coming in from Jose. And the question is, can this even be graded? So we got some photos. Let's see what we got here. Oh, wow. Check this out. So we have a card here that is definitely miscut. But here's the thing. When you look at stuff like this, a lot of times, like, first off, this is a really cool card, right? Because you're seeing it's off. It has like all this extra stuff on the side here. But here's the thing. And it's a Neo Genesis Mantine, if you guys didn't know. Here's the thing, though. This has to have been hand cut. There's so many different reasons why I would say it was probably hand cut. But basically, first of all, you got square corners. So Pokemon cards were never were cut with square corners ever. Second of all, it wasn't cut straight. It looks like somebody might have used like just a regular razor blade to cut it. So this isn't straight. And just the way it was cut, I can kind of see like all this right here it wasn't a sharp enough blade. So no, I mean, PSA would never grade this, but I don't know if Beckett or the new company would do something like this. I'm not sure if they would. I know they've been taking risks on a lot of stuff. They've been grading things that maybe I don't know if they should or should not be grading them, to be honest with you. To prove authenticity on some stuff is it's pretty risky. But something like this, PSA would not touch. I do think it's a cool card, but you can't really. It's really not something that would have came out of the factory. So once that happens, then you kind of, they're not gonna touch it. It's cool though. I think it's cool. All right, let's see what else we got. Guys, if you're just joining up right now, this is I'm just tentatively calling this the PokeRev show, but this is the live Q&A, unless I think it's something better or whatever. But this is a live Q&A, though, where we answer all of your guys' Pokemon cards-related questions, buying, selling, investing, collecting, grading, share your stories, share a pickup that you had. Overall, just have a good time talking about Pokemon cards. Shadow, good morning. Hey, no worries. Thank you for being here. And everybody else that's hanging out here in the PokeRev. Hope you're having an awesome time here. Let's see what else we got. All right. Saturday morning. It's like the Saturday morning cartoons nowadays for adults. All right, we got a buying and selling question from Justin. The goal is to be the very best like no one ever was. Dun, dun, dun. The question is, looking at buying some Champions Path and Hidden Fates collection boxes, is it better to keep them sealed and sell them way down the line, or open them and hope I get good enough hits to sell? So, the collection boxes, I would say, are definitely worth opening up. I mean, I think it's too early to say, exactly what's going on with Champions Path, but It's one of those, you know, one of those 0.5 sets or whatever you want to call them, like Hidden Fates, Shining Legends. It's got good cards, and you know, it's a small set, but you can't get booster boxes. There's a lot of different factors that go in, so we're just gonna watch and see what happens on these. But I would usually, you know, it's most of the time it's better to keep stuff sealed, you know, the older stuff and stuff like that. But, you know, it's modern and a lot of people want it. Pokemon's printing it right now. We'll just have to see exactly how the set, maybe take a reevaluation of it in like a month or two and see what's going on with the set overall. One thing, though, I do want to say with that set, Champions Path, is that there's not a lot of huge hitters in the set. It's not like, I'll just say right now, it's not Hidden Fates, right? It's not like Hidden Fates 2. It's not, it wasn't planned to be that way, obviously. So it's not like a Hidden Fates 2. I still think Hidden Fates is probably going to be like better long run, just based off of all of the set and all the stuff you can get in it, and the bigger amount. There's so many big hits in Hidden Fates. I mean, if you guys missed it, we just opened up 300 packs 2 days ago. If you guys want to check out that video, it was on the channel. Just go hit on the main channel there and just go to like the last video. It's right up there. A little too early to see, but we'll see how it goes. So, Batdro in the house. The goal is to be the very best, like no one ever was. 2 in a row now. The question is, first off, I hope everybody is doing great and having a wonderful Saturday morning. Hey, I hope you are as well, and everybody else that is here. Hope you guys are doing well. Would you do a full video on grading cards? Yes, so that's like one of those things I have on my list of to-do things, but the list keeps getting bigger. Even though I cross things off, I add more on than I cross off. You guys probably know. You guys know how it is. But yeah, definitely want to get to that soon. Of course, shout out to Gem at Pokemon. He did one. Oh man, it had to have been like 5 years ago now, probably, maybe even longer. Gem at Pokemon did one, and it's funny. I watched his video when I first got back into Pokemon to grade cards, so he runs through it really well. I mean, it is dated, right, because it was 5 or 6 years ago, so things are definitely going to be different, but it's still, like, the actual information and how it's laid out is really good. So, check it. Just type in Gem at Pokemon card grading, or how to grade cards. It'll probably come up. I'd recommend checking out that video. I always refer that video. just because it's just he did it, like, he just went through everything from the very big start to like getting it out the door and back in. We've got another question coming in from Ruben, a buying and selling question. The goal is to grow my overall collection. The question: Hey PokeRev, I have a small modern collection and wanted to consolidate all of it to buy vintage booster box. What's a good vintage box to buy that's in the 500 range, but no more than $1,000? So once you get into that price range for old school stuff, your best bet's going to be Black and White era, right? So I'll show you right now. I'm going to pull up PokeLector here. So this is the website that I use when I just want to look at all the sets laid out and just get like a visual. It's a good visual representation of all the sets. But Black and White, right? So when we look at old stuff, we go all the way back to the Wizards of the Coast era. Rocket, Jungle, all that stuff's going to be way out of your price range. I mean, the cheapest from the Wizards of the Coast era is going to be a Jungle Unlimited or a Fossil Unlimited, probably in the $4,000 to $5,000 range last time I checked. So that would be the cheapest. Then the next, maybe like a Rocket as well in that range. And then after that, it's probably going to be like a base set 2. Then after that, you're probably looking at something like the Gym Heroes. But yeah, that stuff's gonna be way out of your price range. Legendary Collection. That's all the Wizards of the Coast era. Then we move in the EX era, and EX era of Pokemon cards is actually one of the lowest points for Pokemon in terms of popularity. So I don't even know anybody that really. I mean, I know a few people that were collecting during this era of Pokemon, but this is like after all the craze of like 99, 2000, 2001 just kind of died down, and then it was the EX era. Now the funny thing is, there's some of the great, like some really good artworks, really good sets, really creative. I mean, I love the EX era of Pokemon. I never collected this as a kid, but like jumping back into Pokemon cards when I found out about EX era, I was just like, wow, this is awesome. I can't believe I missed this. I mean, so many good sets in here. But EX era is really tough to find stuff I mean, Holland Phantoms, I probably see 1 or 2 of these a year. Deoxys, 1 a year. A lot of these, you just don't see them because they didn't print enough of them and people weren't collecting them really. So, you know, that's going to be out of the price range for sure as well. Diamond and Pearl, that's still going to be out of the price range because this is right after EX era. It's still like Pokemon wasn't really doing a lot. And these are tough to find as well. I don't see, you know, most of these minimum are probably like 2,000 at least, I would assume. And then we move into Platinum. Same thing with Platinum as well. I mean, Platinum Supreme Victors is probably like a $3,000-$4,000 box. You know, Platinum Arceus, Platinum Base, that's still going to be. Heart Gold Soul Silver is still going to be out of it. Heart Gold Soul Silver base set is really hard to find. I mean, those are probably like, if I had to guess, 3,000, 4,000 as well. So, like, still got to keep moving to get into that range. But once we start moving past Heart Gold Soul Silver Call Legends, we move into Black and White. Which if you guys know, ever since I started the channel, really been talking about Black and White a lot because I think this is like the sweet spot right now. What I mean by the sweet spot is like it's still old enough, right? Because that didn't come out the right way. It's like what I mean is old enough in a sense of like, okay, it's before Pokemon Go, right? It's before the surge of all these people jumping back into Pokemon, and it was old enough where there weren't nowhere near as many people jumping in, but it's still new enough where you could still get it for decent prices in comparison to all this other stuff down. Oh, I'm gonna switch the screen back. In comparison to all this other stuff down here. So X and Y is what came after Black and White. This is still a lot more modern. This is like Pokemon Go era, like the end of this anyway. You know, Sun and Moon was the latest era before Sword and Shield. But we go before X and Y, we're in Black and White. And like if you're maxed at about 1,000, you can get some of these boxes in that range. You really can. I think like Next Destinies maybe, Legendary Treasures maybe Dragons Exalted, Black and White Base probably. There's a good chunk of these, and they're good sets. And a lot of these have a lot of different rarity tiers and stuff. So I would go for something from this era of Pokemon cards. Black and White is what I would kind of like laser focus in if you're in that range. That goes for everybody else as well. Of course, like everybody that's in here listening, this goes for everybody that's in that range. Black and White. That's what I would say. Just want to double check the live chat here as well. I'm sorry, guys. It's tough to kind of go through and read the live chat as well when I'm doing these. So, but I like to jump back in and just kind of keep an eye out. We got Blastoise93 in the house, dude. Thank you so much for being here. Seriously, keeping the positivity vibes in the Poke Cave as well. So, huge shout out to Blastoise93. Make sure you guys check him out down below in the description. And that goes for all the other mods in the house, whether they're here or not. They're all down below, so show them the love because they are keeping it Poke Positive here and holding down the live chat, right, guys? If it gets out of line, you already know what happens. You got the Gulag, and then of course Exodio comes out to obliterate the Shadow Realm. But we have Jay's Pokestop. Welcome to the Poke Cave Explorer tier. Thank you so much for joining up and being a part of the Poke Cave. Welcome, Jay's Pokestop. Appreciate you being here. Got that little alien next to your name. Thunder Thor 1400 with the super chat says, got more Pico V full art yesterday. Hey, that is awesome. Thanks for sharing that info. That's sick. More Pico. It's a cool Pokemon. We're going to jump back into the live Q&A form. See what else we have in here. Hopefully, you guys, again, are having a awesome Saturday. All right, so next up we have buying and selling question from Rizwan. The question is, I never graded any cards, but I am now collecting some cards to send to PSA. Which cards are still easy to get and cheap when I could send to PSA for a good investment? So it's definitely a broader question. Basically, really, I don't tend to give a lot of advice on speculating on graded cards, to be honest. Really, it's just anything that you can grab that you think is in a good condition and you just evaluate that to the price of the card in a certain grade, and you think, okay, I have a shot at this grade or this grade, and then you kind of have to risk it. It was a lot easier to do that stuff even just a year ago. You could just go on eBay a lot of times. I mean, it was getting harder and harder every year, but even last year was a lot easier than this year. Jump on eBay, go to new listings, and just kind of like go through and browse and see if anything comes up that catches your eye. Grab it if it looks near mint, and then kind of risk it for the grade. That's kind of like the best way to go about it. There's no one specific card. It's just, what can I get this card for in X price, in X condition, and what will you think it will grade? Combine all those factors. Is that risk worth it to you? Take the risk and then reap the rewards if it, if it doesn't work out, then. But really the thing is, with PSA taking so long to grade, it's like I've had so many stories, even myself or like some like Cool Trainer Ryan, where it's like we bought some cards, or he bought some cards a lot. He does that a lot more than what because I just don't have the time anymore. So that's why I like to show you guys how to do it, so at least somebody is doing it. But grab the cards, and it'll be like, by the time PSA grades it, gets the cards back, and the market is just completely different, that it ends up being worth it, when at the time it was like, like it might be an all right buy, like maybe we'll make a little bit off of this or whatever, but then it just turns into something else completely different, like 6 months down the line or a year down the line when you finally get the cards back from PSA. So that's something else you have to consider too, is like you're looking at today's current prices, and then also like think like, okay, I'm going to have probably like 6 months till I get my cards back. Are the prices going to be the same, higher, lower? I mean, from what's been going on now, it's just been constantly going up, but you don't know 6 months from now. So got to keep that in mind. All right, let's keep it going here. Let's keep it going. Hey, awesome. So somebody in the chat says, I think Aaron L says, I'm looking to get back into all. Your suggestion for black and white era cards has answered my own question. Nice one. Hey, that is awesome to hear. I'm glad you guys are getting value out of it. When I see that in the chat, it makes it awesome. Hey, we got TCA Gaming in the house. Feels like fall this morning. It does. It does. Thanks for hanging out here, TCA, as well. And everybody else. Mystic Muse in the house. Rev, new camera? Yeah, so I used this camera last week, but I actually got a new lens on it. So get that more like in focus on the front, and then the back. I did some different things, like added different lighting, like a blue sort of like background, like light a little bit to kind of like pop it. And then I have like these really cool vintage lights in the background. Well, I think they're cool. Somebody might think it's not, but I like it. It's like these they're like the super like vintagey light bulbs, like real old school, but you can put them up and down. But yeah, that for today's stream, that was like some of the upgrades that I worked on, just different lighting and like the new lens to kind of make the picture a little bit better, and just overall. So hopefully you guys are liking the new setup. I was working all night on it, not gonna lie. All right, so we got a super chat coming in actually from Maxwell D. I sold my base set Zard Beckett 9.5 that I pulled myself. Do you regret any cards you've sold? Oh, yeah. I regret so many things I've sold. But you learn, right? You learn from it. So it's not super, as long as you learn from it. That's the thing. You can make all the mistakes in the world, but as long as every time you learn from your mistake, it's fine. You're right. But yeah, I mean, I've sold, first edition base set Charizards for 10,000 at the time. I mean, I have so many stories. Really, I should have a live where it's just straight story time. Whether it's myself sharing stories with you guys or you guys as well, just like a live, which it's just story times. But like when I got back into Pokemon, I opened a first edition base set booster box. That was one of the earlier things I did, and of course, prices and everything were completely different back then. But I opened a first edition base set booster box. I forget where I got it. I might have got it from DA Card World. Either way, I got it, and I opened it up, and I graded everything. But PSA wasn't really paying too much attention to Pokemon back then, and I don't want to say it was like easy to grade cards, but it was just like they just didn't really care. I'm gonna put it that way. So it wasn't like when they looked at a first edition base set Charizard, it wasn't as big of a deal to them. Like you could literally just send it to them, and they're just like, oh, here we go, okay, like first edition base set Charizard, whatever. But anyway, I graded that, and I sold it for $10,000. At the time, everybody was freaking out though. I remember reading on the forums and stuff like that, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, like what? This sold for $10,000? Like that's crazy. That's mad. That's like insane." And but prior to that, the last one on eBay was probably a year before it, 2 years before it, and you know, maybe sold for. I think before that, everybody assumed the price on them was like 4,000. I'm gonna say something like that, but I sold it for 10. Oh, maybe it was 12. No, I think I sold it for 12 actually. I sold it for 12. Or was it 10? I can't remember. It was 10 or 12. But anyway, yeah, I sold that for 10 or 12, and I remember everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, it sold for, that blah blah blah." But I graded. And the crazy thing was from that submission, the Charizard came back a 10, Blastoise, Venusaur. I mean, most of the holos came back 10s, and I've graded 3. I think I've graded 3 first edition base set Charizards in PSA 10. So just selling that one for 12, and then I think I sold another one for like 15,000. Those are probably like, if I had to think of like the biggest regrets. Then of course any first edition base set booster boxes that I opened like long ago, because I've opened some of those back when I first was back in like 2015, 2016, 2017. So but yeah, I mean, you can't regret, really, just like you can't really regret things. But if I had to regret something, that's the first that I would think of as like the first edition base set Charizards in 10, or like just like maybe hanging on to, maybe instead of opening something, maybe hanging on to that or whatever. But it was at the time, it was, it is what it is, right? Like no regrets on that. It was the most fun ever too. But we're gonna move on to. But yeah, if we maybe do like a story time live one of these days. Good call, TCA. Same. Start with base set for generation. Could be base of Sword and Shield depending on the funds available. That's some awesome information. That's the cool thing about it, again, is you guys, like, I know I can't get to every single question, but a lot of people will jump in the chat and help each other out, because again, we keep it poke positive here. So like if I don't get to your questions, or whatever the case may be, there's people in here that'll definitely help out with that. So TCA Gaming says, I sold a first edition Zard for $1,600 back in the day. It kickstarted the business though. Can't take that stuff back. That's what it is, right? It's you grow from it, and that helps you for your future. So that'll help you get somewhere else. It's like stepping stones to the next place that you want to be. So that's why you can't regret it. You can't regret anything like that. You can't regret even the mistakes, because again, like, you learn from those things. Not that was a mistake at all, but I'm saying like something else that maybe was a mistake that you're like, oh, I tried this and it didn't work, or I failed at this. Like, well, what'd you learn from it, right? What's your takeaway from that? And if you took something, at least one thing away from that, that's still a win in my book. Next question coming in from Rupert, buying and selling question. The goal is to make to make not a full-time income, but to make money off of this while having fun. The question is, what is the best way to guarantee a profit? Well, there's no way to guarantee it, but you're asking the best way to, and there's no real way to guarantee anything. Just in general, since the question is so broad, I can't really hit anything specifically, but all I can do really is just kind of give you tips on things. Like I mentioned earlier, if you're buying raw cards, try to evaluate it in that way that I had mentioned earlier. And if you're going to open up something, maybe open up something like an Evolutions booster box, where I still think the value is still there, even with the prices creeping up to like 160 now. I still think it's still not a bad gamble at all to open up like an Evolutions box and just kind of pick the things up. If you're here, the longer you hang out here, the more things you're going to pick up on, and just use those and combine all of those things that you learn throughout these lives. So up next, we got JMO with a collecting question. And the question is, hey, Rev, I was wondering what the value of Shining Legends box is and if it's worth opening to grade some of the promo cards or keeping a sealed set. I picked it up at Barnes & Noble's a couple months ago. I forgot you can get Pokemon cards at Barnes & Noble. So, okay, this is the exact box that I thought you were going to show me. So, actually, a funny story about these two. If you weren't here for the last, wasn't the last one. It was maybe a month ago when we were doing these live Q&As. So this is the Shining Legends super premium collection box. And actually, during one of the lives here, somebody had mentioned, I'm sorry, I forget your name. Somebody mentioned that these were up on PokemonCenter.com at the normal retail price. I think it was like $60. And I remember we talked about it here and I showed everybody, and then like I think it sold out within something like 12 hours from Pokemon Center because the value in these is so good. Like, you're getting all the packs, the promo cards alone, the Lugia, Pikachu, Celebi, and Ho-Oh. I mean, those alone are probably worth it, even more than worth the price. Way more than worth the price of these things. So it is worth opening up and grading, but it's also worth keeping sealed. So that's like the conundrum, right? It's like, do I keep something sealed? Do I open it? And it all comes down to the risk it mentality and what you want to, just, you think the promo cards will come back at 10, but then you also think like, what's this thing going to be going for in a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years? There's really no one exact answer on it. It's just kind of, it's something that we all go through, though. We all try to figure out, should I open this? Should I keep it sealed? But right now, you'll probably notice there's probably going to be more of these on the market because of that whole drop of these on Pokemon Center and people having them now. So it might, I would say it's probably still a good time to pick these up still. I mean, I still see a lot of value in these. Like, if we go on eBay and we do Shining Legends, it's a good set too. It's a really good set. Super premium collection. And then we just see like what comes up here. So what's interesting actually is there's a good amount of these, but they're actually, wow. Is this on highest to low? No, best match. Let's see what's sold. Wow, 165 best offer, 170 best offer. They're already going for 160 basically with shipping on that one. 219. 172 plus 15 shipping. Oh, these are going. I'm seeing these all over the place. Between 175 to like 250, 200. Wow, those moved so fast. And that was literally just. Let me know. Put a hashtag me in the chat if you were here if you remember this happening during this live and you picked up some of these, because I remember saying it and everybody was saying it and some other people in the chat were saying it too. I was like, this is a really good value. I don't remember exact price on Pokemon Center. Maybe it was 60, 80, something like that. But I mean, and people were like, like I don't know if I should pick these up, because like if you looked on eBay, they were only like going for maybe $20, $30 more. But that's the thing. There were a bunch on the market. It looks like a lot of these kind of cleared out. Let's see how many are listed. So people saw the value in it, and the price jumped up to about 175 to 225, 250, really. I mean, there's not a lot on the market. I thought there was going to be a lot more of these, but people cleared these out, seeing the value. I mean, it makes sense, the promo cards alone. So now the minimum on these is probably going to be something like 175 to 200. Let's see what the lowest priced one is. They were about 100 on Pokemon Center, says Roger. They might have been, yeah. I can't remember exactly. There's really not a lot on the market of these. I thought there was going to be a lot more. I remember last time I checked, they were just some people must have bought them out then, because there were a lot on Pokemon Center too. I mean, I think hundreds, maybe thousands sold on Pokemon Center. The cheapest one right now is $170 or best offer, but you got $15.69 shipping. So probably like the cheapest you could get is like $180-ish on these right now, which is still not bad, honestly. Oh, somebody's hashtag 22 22.29. The house says they were 80. Okay, yeah, they were about 80. So if you guys bought those for 80, now they're about 180 to 200. Really about 200, honestly. Because once these are, there's only a couple holding the price back right now. Like, literally like 2 or 3. So I would say you're about 200 on them already. That was a month ago, not even, I think. That's crazy. But yeah, you could do either. You could hold them. You could open it. There's no right or wrong way to go about it, though. Nice. Somebody says they bought 5 during the live. Big Tuck TV said, I opened mine and sent the promos in. The promos alone were worth more than that in the tens. It's crazy. How do you guys know when Pokemon Center is going to restock? I'm not sure. Actually, I think you could sign up, though, for email alert, maybe. I'm not signed up, but I think you might be able to do something like that. But I'm not sure. All right. Shining Legends. All right, let's see what the next question is. Fawcett says the goal is a PSA grade full master set, including the Shiny Vault. The question is, I want to keep this set for many years to come. Is it too excessive to grade the whole thing, or do you think it's a good idea for long term? That's another thing. Like I said before, I don't really speculate on graded cards. The reason being is that I can't figure it out. If it doesn't make sense in my head, if I don't see like a clear path or something that visually I can figure out in my mind, I'm a visual learner, and when I think of things, I really just when I see a set and I see the cards and I see the amount out there, a full set, and I just graded cards in general, I can't figure out what's gonna happen in the future with PSA cards. So it's tough to say. So I wish I had a better answer for you, but really, like I said, I want to give you guys my honest opinion, and my honest opinion right now is it's always been the same thing with graded cards. It's like I can only see the present, what's going on with these in the past, but the future for these, for me, it's blurry, right? If that's the word to use, or it's like I'm not sure. I can't figure that out because with PSA cards, there's always more being brought into population, but then the other variance is like that there's also more people jumping in as well, so that kind of is another thing you have to think about, like more people jumping into Pokemon, but then there's like more supply coming out, so it's just like all these different factors. But when I think of like booster boxes or like old school sealed stuff, it's clear as day to me. More people jumping in. There's always less boxes available. They printed it years and years ago. It's like the OG old school stuff that everybody loves. That stuff makes sense to me. But like with graded cards, I can't be like, oh, this card's gonna be worth 1,000 in 2 months. Or it'll be worth 500 in 2 months. So it's tough to say. But I don't know like exactly, and I don't have like a real guess on that either. Next up, Paul. The question is, what are your collecting goals for now? Because you already have the best Poke Cave. I appreciate that. I feel like as the collector mindset, there's always something, right? Like, oh, I want this. I want that. Like, oh, I completed this. Now I got to do this. Now I got to get that. With me, though, I'm still working on my complete booster box collection. So, but when I say complete, I'm not going after, like, every single variant. So, like, I don't have, like, every single type of certain box, like base set. Actually, by the way, shout out again, TCA Gaming. Check out his last video with the booster box collection. He goes over like all the variants and very interesting. So make sure you guys check that out. Awesome video. So, but like something like that, when I say booster box collection, I'm doing like first editions for everything. If it wasn't first edition, I have Wizards of the Coast complete. I have EX Era complete. I have, the first editions you only have to worry about with Wizard of the Coast, obviously, up to, like, the Legendary Collection, or before that. But, yeah, that's completed. EX Era is completed. And then I'm working on the rest of it, and I'm actually really close. I'm probably going to drop a video on that, but when I get closer. So that's my main goal right now, is finishing that off. But I'm really just missing some Platinum Era stuff and some Diamond and Pearl, and I think that's really it, honestly. I'm pretty much almost there. So that's a main goal of mine at the moment. That's what I'm focusing on. But once that's done, you can bet there's probably going to be something else because that's how it is. That's always how it is. All right. Brandon has a collecting question, and the goal is to collect all stamped Delta species cards. The question is, I'm in Canada, and it's annoying to buy older cards because typically they're all pricey with shipping. Is there a friendly place for international shoppers? Okay, and the images just show off my best card. Nice. All right, so there's a Delta species card if you guys are curious with the stamp on it. So those are technically the reverse cards for that era of Pokemon, which is pretty interesting because it's basically a holo. It is a holo card, basically, for most of the time when they do these, but they put the stamp there, and that was considered reverse for that era for whatever reason. But you can't complain because it's pretty sick. When you pull a reverse, it's like you're pulling a holo, basically. So, overseas, you might want to ask Blastoise93. He's in the chat right now. He's in Canada. So, I would ask him. But really, with international, you basically just want a seller that's going to send you the stuff or the goods that you purchase. With the, it comes down to what the declared value is on it, essentially. If I've read the question correctly, with shipping. Well, actually, too, you could not drop ship. You could have somebody that takes all of your shipments together and then sends it out at once in one box to save on shipping. So I think there's places that do that. I don't know exactly because I don't really have to deal with that kind of stuff, but I know there's like companies where you can send your packages to them and they'll send it to you. And I think they collect all your packages and then they send it out when you say, okay, send everything out now. And they put it in one box, so it saves you a lot of money on shipping. So there's that. And of course, there's like besides the shipping, of course, the international taxes and all that stuff, but I won't really get into that right now. Pedro, what's going on? Thank you for joining up here. Jonathan's throwing in some code cards in the live chat right now. We got some Shining Legends code cards. Joanne, what's going on? Thank you for being here. All right, guys, we are going through the live Q&A right now. We're just answering all of your guys' questions related to Pokemon cards, buying, selling, investing, collecting, all that good stuff. Got a question from Lynn. It's under the other category. And the question is, hey, PokeRev, just a quick question. Should I keep my Pokemon Sun and Moon Team Up ETB sealed, or should I open it? ETBs are usually the best bet to keep sealed for the most part. I would open up like maybe a booster box instead, or like some blisters or 3-pack blisters or something like that. Usually that's what I personally do with ETBs, just to keep them, because they usually do one run of those and it's never enough. And the stuff that you get in there is really unique, really cool, and people like it. So I'd probably keep it sealed. All right. Big man Griff in the house. Interesting find and pickup story. So the question is, the pickup story is, I got this for $45 at a yard sale 2 weeks ago. And I'm curious. Ooh. That's a nice pickup. 2 weeks ago, $45. What do you guys think of this pickup? That thing looks very mint just from this photo. Legendary Collection Reverse Charizard. The fireworks pattern. Nice pickup. Nice find. $45. Cannot beat that. That is a steal and a half. Thanks for sharing that story. Next up, we got Alex with a story. Hey, PokeRev, back in the day, I was opening fossil packs with my brother and pulled an error card. I was wondering if it's worth something. It reminds me of Team Rocket Dragonite error holo. One is the error card, which is really weird. The other is the correct one. Can you give me your opinion? And thanks, and keep on rocking. You got it. Let's check it out. All right, let's see what we got here. I see a Haunter. And another Haunter. Let's see what we got. Okay, so I'm going to switch the screen over. We have... So, this is number 6, and then this one's number 21. So, is this not holo? If that's what you're referring to. See, This, are you sure it's not? It's a non-hollow, because I know with Haunter it's actually kind of difficult to see if it's hollow because of the dark background on that. But so like here's one that definitely has the hollow. Wow, I guess it doesn't, unless it's just the angle. That's crazy. I've never seen that error before for Haunter. I don't know if TCA is still in the house or not, but TCA, if you want to chime in, let us know in the chat. It looks like your Haunter definitely. Yeah, there's no hollow on that. That's pretty wild. So if you guys don't know, there's a Dragonite error that doesn't have the hollow on it, and it's the number for the hollow version, and that's crazy. Wow. I'm definitely gonna I'm gonna reach out to TCA after this is over. Actually, you know what? I got my phone on me. I really want to know what's going on with this. That's crazy. Because I don't know. You ever seen a Haunter from Fossil Unlimited number 6 without hollow? I just asked the man himself, TCA Gaming, the king of error cards and variants. That's crazy. All right, we'll keep that on. I'll leave that up there, and I'll jump back to it if TCA chimes in, because that's pretty wild. All right, let's move on to our next question here. All right, so Easy has a question. It's an interesting find, actually. I picked this up for $180, more than I wanted to pay, but there are only 7 in existence. Wanted to know your thoughts. Thanks, brother. Let's check it out. Cool. All right, so we got a Ghastly reverse from Expedition, and there are only 7 of these that exist in a PSA 10. I mean, overall, you know, basically somebody probably needs this to complete their set of Expedition if they're going for a complete PSA 10 set. So you have one of these 7. So basically, the most Expedition sets complete that can exist are definitely less than 7. So if we go to Expedition, I mean, it's a cool card overall, first of all, just being from the Expedition era of Pokemon. How do I do this? Sets Expedition. Well, I can't see all the populations of the cards on the fly, I guess, on this website. But overall, just lower population cards are basically, it's like a supply and demand thing too. If it's so basically, you know, if somebody needs this and there's only a certain amount of them out there and it's a very small amount, then that definitely increases the pricing on these quite a bit. I'm not sure like what something like this would sell in today's market, but either way, it's cool artwork. But yeah, nice find. We got a super chat from Lying Spiffy. Give me your best re. I don't know. Maybe we'll save that for a special. And again with the re. And then Feliciano said, "Hey, champions, Path's trainer box holder open? So actually, I answered that question in the beginning of this. So if you want to skip back to there, I went over everything. But basically, the Champions Path Elite Trainer boxes, I would hold on to them personally. But if you want to more in depth of that, oh nice. Oh dude, so I know you're a busy guy, Rusty, TCA. But he thinks it looks counterfeit. So we go back to that hauncher. So the name and the font looks off. Let's see. Number 6. Yeah, it's tough to tell because it's in like a binder, but let me zoom in on both of these. So this one's 21. It could also be the angle maybe. I don't know. Definitely, I mean, that would be maybe something more for like a hands-on type thing. Because I know you said you pulled it out of a pack, but then look, see how that's up? See how that psychic thing's up there and it's lower here? That's different. Like that is where Pokemon is. The letters are covering the psychic on the one that has a 6 non-hollow. Anything else that we're seeing? Yeah, you're right. The name is higher or lower, and it looks like a different font almost. Or like thinner H, unless it's the angle. If anybody else notices anything else in that, let me know. I mean, if you did want to send it over, feel free, and I could take a look at it for you. My P.O. box is down below in the description. Very kind of fascinated with that card, but I'm not totally sure what's going on with it. All right, let's see what else we got. So, next question coming in is from George. So, George has a buying and selling question. The goal is to get all the sealed Wizard of the Coast theme decks. Nice goal. Hey, Rev, I got some cards and I was wondering if they are worth grading or selling raw. Cheers to the Poke Cave. So, actually, I'll pull the cards up, but I'm not doing today the grading estimates on cards just because it's been taking up quite a bit of the lives, but I will structure it definitely for next one, so we will be able to do them. But something like this, just overall, looking at it really quickly, we have E-Series stuff. That's a Steelix, and you can see the back has some stuff going on it. But overall, Wizards of the Coast Hollows in general are pretty much nowadays mainly definitely worth getting graded. So I would say something like this I would get graded. But I appreciate the question. Hopefully that helped you out a bit. I know I didn't go through extensively on that, but I'm gonna have it set up differently next week where I will be able to hit on graded card estimates in a little bit of a different way. But I'll give you guys an update on that one next week. So, all right. Let's see what else we have here. Got a lot of questions in here, so hopefully I can get to as many as possible today. Next question is from Philip. The goal is to get a big collection, and the question is, do you think Vivid Voltage is a good set? I think it's a cool set. I mean, I think it's going to do well. So Vivid Voltage, actually, we could pull it up on... We could probably pull it up on Poke Beach, actually. I think they put up, like, the set list on here a little while ago. So Vivid Voltage is dropping, those of you don't know, in November. It's going to have the Pikachu VMAX. It's going to have a lot of electric-type Pokemon, so... I can pull it up here. When was that? So let's see. We're on Poke Beach and looking for Vivid Voltage. Vivid Voltage. Where is it? Vivid Voltage. Man, they have so many things that come up. Oh, here we go. Here's the Japanese Shocking Bolt tackle set, though. I mean, this isn't exactly the English set, but just to get an idea of like artworks, you got that big Pikachu, more Pikachu cards. You got the electric type Pokemon, Alakazam. I think it's gonna be a good set. I think it's definitely gonna have, and if I think the amazing rares are confirmed in this set for English, so that's gonna be huge for the set in my opinion. And of course, there is the Charizard. The Leon's Charizard, and the whole evolution line. I like the Charmander and the Charmeleon. So yeah, I think it'll be a cool set. Definitely looking forward to Vivid Voltage dropping. All right, so I'm gonna jump into the live chat here. We got some chats rolling in. I'm gonna check these out. So, Jake G sent you a question about first edition jungle set pool. Hope you get to it. Thanks for a chill start to the weekend. Hey, dude, thank you so much for the question. I'm going to do my best to try to get to as many of these questions today as possible. Nice. A first edition jungle set pool. That sounds exciting. Hope you're having an awesome weekend as well, though. And Jonathan M with the super chat. Hey, Rev, big fan. I was wondering if you knew what graded PSA 10 Darkness Ablaze cards are being valued at, specifically the Rainbow Rare Zards, Eternatus, VMAX, Crobat, etc. So it's tough. It's tough to actually go through and price those out quite yet because we're still at the point where like PSA is so backed up that you're only really seeing what is available. So, and in terms of availability, it's not going to be a lot of stuff available. So that is going to dictate a lot of the pricing. So PSA 10 Darkness Ablaze. Specifically, I'll just type in Charizard to get an overview of them. And I wouldn't, like, it's tough to say with the pricing on these. Because out the gate, the prices are going to be higher. Just because you got to assume that the Charizard VMAX is definitely way easier to pull than any of the other Charizards, like Hidden Fates and stuff like that. And the quality is super good, but I think we're seeing 600, 500 on these Charizard VMAXs. The Charizard V, it's probably maybe like a $150, $200 card right now. So yeah, it's getting pretty consistent actually. So I actually am seeing quite a decent amount of these on the market. So I would say it's the Charizard VMAX is about a $600 card at the moment. The Charizard V, not too many of these sold. A Beckett 10 for $160. Beckett 10 for $220. So that could be like a $200 card or so. Maybe $150, $200 in that ballpark. And then I don't even know about Eternatus. That's a good question too. Eternatus. So I could actually take out any Charizard results and just see what else is left on the market. Probably not a lot of stuff. And then we go to sold. And then we can go to like the highest. So like Salamence went for 180, but there's literally probably only like one on the market. There haven't even been any Eternatus sold in PSA 10 because a lot of people are probably rushing out this Charizard's Express. So Eternatus might be sitting there. People have them submitted in like the bulk submissions, which is taking forever. But really, there's nothing on the market to go off of for anything else other than the Charizards at the moment. So interesting that they're still holding 600. What do you guys think of the $600 price on the Rainbow Rare, or not Rainbow Rare, just the regular full art Charizard VMAX from Darkness Ablaze? Let me know your guys' thoughts on that. Let's go. Also going to jump back here to the super chats we have. I just want to make sure I hit all these as well. So, Pokebob says, hey Rev, just found a single Hidden Fates blister pack, 5 extra cards inside at Walmart, and when I opened the blister, the pack was open in one corner. Should I return it or is that normal? So the blisters that you're getting are from a third-party company. I forgot the name of them. Starts with an F, I think. The Fair something. What are they called? I can't think of the name of them, but Fairview or something like that. Fairfield, maybe. But so it's a third-party company is actually putting those together. So you're really putting your trust in that company and where they're getting their packs from. So I'm not a huge fan of them. I'm not a huge fan of third-party packaging and all those types of things. So if you're not getting it from Pokemon directly or from a distributor, a big distributor that gets Pokemon, it's tough to know where the thing's been. So you know, you never know. It could have been tampered with. It's tough to say, Pokebob, but not like a straight 100 answer on that one. It's tough. It's tough to say exactly what's going on with that pack, though. But Frenzy as well says, "Wish me luck, Rev. I just got my double Blaze box in the mail, hunting for the Rainbow Rare Charizard tag team. Hey, best of luck, Frenzy. Get it." And Jonathan says, opinion on buying a 36 blister booster packs versus a booster box. Will a booster box always be worth more over just having the equal amount of loose packs? Okay, so Jonathan asked a good question here via the super chat, and thank you for the super chat as well. So basically, it's, should I buy a booster box or should I go and get 36 like blister packs of something? So that's something that is interesting, because you can get blister packs a lot of times for a lot better of a price than the booster box, because a lot of people are buying booster boxes for a bunch of different reasons. Now, it's tough to say what the value of those will be in the future, but I think the booster box will always hold a pretty good premium over loose packs. I mean, if you just think about it, going back to like Wizards of the Coast era of stuff, and like you just think loose packs on the market, you know, unless it's from a super trusted seller, but even at that, still, it's not packaged all together in a booster box. I think the booster box is always going to have a premium over loose packs, over buying 36. Not that it's bad or not or wrong, right, or, you know, but the one thing with the blister packs, though, is that's good, is that you can buy loose blister packs of like modern sets and not have to worry about weighing those or being weighed or anything like that, because you have that extra layer of cardboard for the variance on the weights, and it throws everything off. Not to mention, really, Pokemon kind of figured out how to stop that overall. But the blister does have nice packaging too. That's another thing that people do like to collect and have. So, yeah, I still think though that booster boxes definitely hold a premium though over anything loose, whether it's blister or booster pack. In my opinion, anyway. Apine, thank you so much for the super chat. Sold a Rainbow Rare Zard VMAX from Champions Path for $1,100 on Burbank City Mark on Facebook. Sent you pictures in the question form. We're in for quite the treat regarding prices on this one. Wow. So the Rainbow Rare Zard VMAX going for $1,100 on the Burbank City Market on Facebook over there. So it's interesting. So I would say it's tough. It's tough to say what exactly is going to happen with those cards, specifically because of the pull rates, right? So you have to think about the pull rates, because there's not like a huge amount of hyper rare hits in that set. So I think like if you're gonna get a big hit, you have a good shot. It's not like Hidden Fates where you open it up and literally there's like a million different cards that you're after that you can pull. So like if we pull up Pokelector here, and then we go over to Hidden Fates, and then we see like the full set list, you can see how big and vast this set is, right? It's huge. Like look at all these are all huge cards that we're looking for. And then on the main set as well, there's some. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 there. You got all of these shinies. The shiny vault is massive, which makes which makes overall trying to hit any of these cards tough. Really, really tough. I mean, look at this. It's a huge set. So the one thing you have to consider is that you're first to market on that, and you really want to, I mean, you know, congrats on the sale. And I definitely think it's going to hold a pretty good value, but I don't see it being like the Hidden Fates type of thing where you're getting like, you know, crazy prices on those, but you know, it really depends on the pull rates though. So if we see Champions Path release and then everybody's pulling the Rainbow Rare and the shiny Charizard V, that's definitely going to affect the price, which I mean it's got to be a lot easier to pull than something like a Hidden Fates Charizard. It's really got to be, I think. But yeah, we're going to see what happens though. Either way, it's an awesome card. So I want to welcome Shuckle GX. Nice name, nice YouTube icon there too, or profile picture, whatever you call it. Thank you for joining up to the Poke Adventurer membership. Make sure you check out the community tab for members exclusive posts if you want to jump in on the members exclusive opening that is at the end of every single month. This month is the Ultimate Tag Team Smackdown, and that is going down pretty soon, in about a week or so, but you got plenty of time to jump in on that opening if you are interested. So yeah, let's switch it up a little bit here. What I'm going to do is I want to jump into basically I'm just going to go on eBay first. I just want to X out some of these tabs on the top of my Google Chrome here, but I want to jump on eBay and I want to just kind of go to new listings to see what's going on right now and kind of get a feel for the market on some stuff, check out some new listings, maybe even find a deal or two. Maybe you guys will find a deal. So this is kind of a way for you guys to find things. I get a lot of questions where people ask like, how do I, you know, find a good deal on this, that, or whatever. I'm going to show you how I do it. All right, so we are on eBay right now. The first thing I do want to look at, though, is I want to look at Champions Path. I just want to see if we're getting stuff in, people have stuff in hand now yet on eBay. So, like, anything that says as pre-order. Like, here's a shiny Charizard V somebody just listed in Hong Kong. Hong Kong and Denmark have Champions Path out very early. So, $3,000, you know, this is definitely supply and demand type thing right now with that. I don't think it will get any bids on it. But so basically, like, all this stuff says pre-order, and we're back to yesterday. But some people are putting up cards loose. So Gardevoir V, $30 or best offer. Ships on the 25th. Okay, so they're not shipping it out yet. Some more cards that they opened and pulled. So we got the Charizard Rainbow Rares, 2 of them. So that kind of, 123 views an hour. Wow. Oh wait, is this graded? Where are they? Oh, I've never seen a PSA form like this before. PSA. I guess they sent it to get graded. Did it come back at 10? I'm confused. This listing is for one PSA 10 Champions Path Charizard VMAX Hyper Rare. I have the cards in hand and I'm sending the PSA today. What? They should be back in approximately 10 days. They will ship the same day I get them back. Alright. Wow. They already said they're PSA 10s. Okay. If you say so. I mean, so you're paying for the cards, but they're not graded yet. I mean, what happens if they don't come back at 10? Definitely want to send those in card savers too, by the way. But yeah, okay. That was interesting. I've never seen anybody do that before. That's the first to market thing, though. What I've been talking to you guys about with the, like, you know, it's really a first to market type thing. So just keep that in mind. That person has a couple of them. You don't know how much they open though, but still. And you don't know if it's, I still don't know. I'm not saying yes, it's going to be easier to pull or not. It's just, that's just what I'm expecting, but I could be wrong. You gotta wait to see what happens. But yeah, okay, so Champions Path, there's nothing really out here, anybody selling it like in hand yet on eBay. Just keep in mind those are not graded in PSA 10. They're saying that they're gonna get a 10 though. But yeah, okay, so we're seeing like Elite Trainer boxes selling right now, but these are still pre-orders. So $82, about $100, 85, 85. Even these collection boxes are like 28, 90, 100. All right, so we're seeing right now, this is good to kind of get an idea of what's happening right now is that these are going for about $100, 105, 118 with shipping. I'm gonna say ballpark like 90 to $100 at the moment, but this isn't even in hand. These are just pre-orders. So these are just pre-orders. They're not in hand yet. So keep that in mind. But we'll see what happens when these are actually released and people have them on eBay for real. Just to get an idea on Champions Pass. So now the next thing I want to do is I'm just going to type in Pokemon, okay, on eBay, and I'm going to go to newly listed. And we're just going to see what's going on, seeing if anything is popping up here. Basically, what you want to do is you want to type Pokemon in. You want to go up here. You want to put newly listed. Then you're going to go to all categories. Let me know. Tom says they're going to Walmart opening day and buying what I can. $200 limit is all I have, so I should be good. Nice, dude. Best of luck. Let me know if you guys are what you guys are doing to try to grab some of this stuff on a release date. So like I don't know. Do they put it out sometimes the night before? Like it's because I feel like I've seen that happen before, where they put it out like a day before or even the night before. So I don't know. Maybe just walk into Target like the night before. Maybe it'll be out. I don't know. Or do you wait in line, go there early as they open up and just run in? It's like I don't know. I've never done that before, so I have no idea. You guys can chime in the live chat if you have a better idea. But anyway, we do this. We put all categories. We go to new listings and just kind of scroll through. Like this is a lot of times how you can get good deals, but you got to be super, super fast, like ninja reflex skills fast on a lot of stuff because a lot of it goes within like the first minute if it's a buy it now anyway. So just kind of going through. I did see a Blastoise, but that's on auction. Heavy played base set unlimited. And you kind of just scroll and you see if anything catches your eye. You kind of get an eye for it. Like I'm going at a decent speed, but it's just because I've done this for so many years now. But once you know what you're looking at, you can really kind of fly through it. But like something a complete base set near mint, kind of interesting. 750 or best offer. It's going to depend on the condition. But once you start getting lower and lower, your odds of finding something kind of get lower and lower. That's actually a pretty solid find. Somebody's listing these. One of these. Okay, we got some. I'm going to look at this one in a little bit, but these caught my eye. Team Magma versus Team Aqua sealed blisters. Cheapest on eBay. Yeah, you probably are the cheapest on eBay because I saw 200 on that. So, Team Magma, Team Aqua Blister. I think that's a pretty solid price, honestly. Next best up is 250, which still isn't bad. Complete set for 1500. But then you look at one sold on auction for 170. This one sold 260 best offer. So I guess about market then, but still, they have best offer option on it. Maybe worth throwing in an offer and seeing what happens. But I think that's pretty solid for EX era, honestly. There's two up. And they are, well, actually, the only thing is I didn't even check the condition. The conditions are probably not too good. But, hey, I mean, if you're looking to open it, this is a prime candidate because pretty beat up. But, I mean, unweighed, right? So keep that in mind. When you have stuff in a blister like that, it's pretty much unweighed. Theme deck, nothing too crazy about this one. That's not shadowless or anything like that. And then a base set near mint binder. 750 or best offer. We can't see the backs, I don't think. So that's a tough one. When something like this comes up and you're just like, 750 or best offer near mint. They have the little look thing on the description though. So they definitely have been selling a little bit. All the cards are near mint with maybe a couple that are between excellent and near mint. So no back shots. You can take a look at the seller. Okay, so We okay. Just bear in mind. What is this grading company? Is this BCCG? I don't know. Interesting, but I wouldn't a 10 mint or better. It's a 10 or better. Better than a 10. It's 11 out of 10. 11 out of 10. I don't know. I don't know about the grading company on that. Anyway, just some interesting stuff. But now the thing is, you want to already refresh because we probably, by the time we did all that, we probably missed some stuff. So F5, refresh it. So you get a hard refresh, it's called. And then you just kind of go through and maybe like check that out. There's some random stuff there and kind of go through. Then once I do that, I don't really do this anymore. I literally only do it on Saturday Q&As because I just don't have the time anymore. But I used to do this all the time. There's like a miscellaneous lot of stuff. Some open fossil packs, some gym packs opened up. BCCG will give anything a 10, says Joseph. I believe it. So that's just some random stuff there. But like, so what I like to do after this is kind of go for like higher end stuff. So maybe put like a $400 minimum price for newly listed, so that we can see if like anything big has showed up. That's kind of interesting. And then I'll just pull up things. Insane value. Let's see what the insane value is on that. We got some stuff here. This is interesting to me. That's very interesting to me. We got graded first edition base set pack. 20th anniversary Charizard. We got okay. Nothing too crazy. We're still on today though, so let's see everything that was listed today. Rayquaza, nice gold star. We got base set blisters. Oh, here's an interesting binder. Some decent stuff. We're still on today, the 19th. Ooh. Oh wait, that's probably not English. Let's just see it anyway though. What else? Still on today. A lot of people. Oh, because right, it's Saturday, so you'll see a lot of people listing things on Saturdays, Saturday mornings. Venusaur first edition. Some cool stuff we're gonna pull up here to take a look at. Just give me 1 second. I want to see what else is here today. That is pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. Okay, now we're back to yesterday. All right, let's see what we got here. Some of the big hitters. Hidden Fates, 80 packs, $1,000. We got okay, so this caught my eye. 400 vintage Pokemon cards, insane value. $1,000 starting bid. Blastoise, Blaine's Moltres. Is that a sealed card? Oh, the Shining Hose, sealed. I'm seeing some. Wow. Okay, I'm seeing some big hitters. These are some really big hitters. EX era, E series, Wizard of the Coast era. Wow. This is pretty interesting to me. I'm gonna just throw that on the watch list. Then and then check the seller out, see if they have anything else. I mean, they have zero feedback, but like that's not necessarily a bad thing because they could have just literally found this and then just decided to put it on eBay, which I'm thinking is the case most likely. I mean, unless you've seen these pictures before, I've never seen these before. Looks like the classic found a binder of cards or have a binder of cards from a kid or whatever and just throw it up on eBay. That's my vibe. You got to kind of get a feel for stuff too. You know, sometimes you got to take the risk on things because it can pay off tremendously. Just know what to look for. So here's somebody that has Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Marvel, X-Men, Harry Potter card collection. It's just a lot of different cards, a lot of different collections. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing some Blue Eyes White Dragon, Red Eyes Dragon, Gaia, the Fierce Knight. Dark Magician. Is that a Toon? Yeah. Toon Dragon. I mean, there's... this is one where it's like, I don't know. I didn't see any hollow Pokemon cards, though. So it's tough to say on this. But it's something that caught my eye, though. Now, this is 3 base blister packs. So, you know, 3 base set blister packs makes sense. Nice condition. This binder caught my eye as well, because I see a Charizard from base set 2. I'm seeing the Typhlosion Neo Genesis first edition. I'm seeing Typhlosion Unlimited from Genesis. I can see a big print line on it right there. But another Typhlosion. So this is another one where it's like, gets you thinking. This is my entire collection. I want to sell it as bulk. Cards are generally in great condition. I'd say 90% are near mint, lightly played. We'll ship everything, insurance, and then TCG player worth $3,700. I mean, they went through it, itemized everything. Wow. This had to take a long time to do. I appreciate them doing that. I mean, that's a lot of work. I'll put it on the watch list. That's a very interesting one, though. This one caught my eye, but it's not in English. 385 graded Pokemon Game Boy games, still sealed, but something that I wouldn't be interested in. Not in English, unfortunately, on that one. What else did we find? Oh, yeah. We found a first edition Venusaur base set. You can see that's some scratches on the hollow. Still, it always catches my eye to see first edition base set hollows, especially the starters. So it definitely got a decent chunk of wear all around it, but it's still cool to see that these are out there, like, in the wild. So this one was kind of interesting. This is... I want to look at this seller, because when you start seeing photos like this, it almost makes you think that they don't have it in hand. Like, see how they have normal photos, but then... I don't know. So you just have to do your due diligence, really. It seems like they've sold a bunch of things. It's just weird to see photos like that. But anyway, this is a base set blister pack Charizard. Then there was another binder that I saw came up. Pokemon Card Lot, Vintage, Wizards of the Coast, Secret Rares, Full Arts, Rainbow Rares, and more. So a lot of stuff from Wizards of the Coast. A lot of stuff, a ton. And then moving into like Rainbow Rares and stuff like that. It's kind of interesting. But yeah, it just, when you look at this stuff, it's like the risk it for the biscuit type thing. So... you don't know because you can't see the backs of these. You can see the fronts though. We can't really see the backs, unfortunately. So, but yeah, that caught my eye. Yeah, we scroll back up here. Hit the refresh again. Nothing for more than 400 listed within the last 5 minutes. But then I could just zero it out again and just do one more on any price. Darkness Ablaze, Sword Shield, Fossil Booster, or Long Stem Booster, or Long Crimp, whatever you want to call it. So this person has first edition Shadowless Ivysaur, so clearly that is base unlimited and it has a huge bent crease in it, or bend or whatever. So definitely that's the kind of stuff that you got to watch out for. Not saying that this person's like a scammer or anything, but they just genuinely probably don't know what they have. That happens a lot. First edition Shadowless Ivysaur, aka base set 2. It's kind of interesting to see. They got this one sort of right, but they didn't put Rocket in the title. But yeah, like, see, this is somebody that probably just doesn't really know. They know sports, but like Pokemon, You know, maybe they found these at a local yard sale. They have no idea. They're just going to try to throw them up and figure it out as they do it. So can't blame them for that. And then we had some graded Beckett cards roll up as well. Anything else? Some more fossil packs. Here's a Haunter 6 out of 62. You can see it has the hollow. And we're just scrolling. Okay, I think we're back to where we ended it. So yeah, that's like probably the cutoff for that sort of segment for here. But I thought it's kind of interesting to do that once in a while and just kind of get an idea of what's going on, what's being listed, and things like that. And one other thing I do like to do as well is go to sold. I want to see like the biggest sold items this week. That's another segment that I've been meaning to do. So let's just throw it in now. Let's throw it in now. So what you can do is let's look at anything $1,000 or more that sold this week. So back till the last 7 days. So I'll just put 999 in the sold, and then I'm at sold, and I'm doing end it. Whoops. And I'm doing end it recently. All right. So we had Pokemon Gold version. Oh, that's a good price, I think. It looks nice. That must have sold immediately because it said one bid. Sold. It just sold. Yeah. That's a good price. Somebody sniped this. Is it one of you guys? Let me know in the chat. See how it says new listing right here? That probably went up when we were looking and we didn't see it because it sold so fast. Because it went up. I think that I'm 3 hours ahead of this time that they have on here. So I think it went up at 11:30 a.m. my time, which was 23 minutes ago. Let me know if you guys saw that or if you grabbed it. We got PokeDeek in the house. What's going on, man? Thank you for being here. Wow. Okay. It looks really, like, the condition looks really good on the front. Very interesting. Let me know if you guys saw that or if you grabbed it, but that seems like a good price for that. So we had a black and white legendary treasures booster box sold for $1,140. We were talking about black and white. Somebody asked in the $1,000 ballpark. Black and white legendary treasures is an awesome set. It's got a really nice subset as well. So that is one. Then we had this sold, and if it still has new listing up there, that means it's sold like right away. This didn't sell right away, but it sold for $1,500 best offer. So 3 blistered packs of Pokemon base set with a green wing booster box to go along with it. So, and they didn't even put that in the title that it had the green wing box with it, I don't think. Unless they didn't include it. I don't know. Anyway, that's one of the bigger listings. I had a Crystal Hose sold for $1,800 a best offer today. This is all today, by the way, guys. This is all the deals that were going, or all the things that sold anyway. Stormfront, 20 booster packs. UK print base set packs. A 10 base set unlimited Blastoise sold for $4,000 or best offer. I don't know what the exact price was on it. Let's see what else. In Fate's Charizard. First edition Squirtle sold for $2,300. Whoa. $2,300 on auction too. First edition Shadowless Squirtle. Starters are just flying. Tyranitar, Shadowless Charizard. Wow. Complete Tops binder. PSA 8 first edition Shadowless Charizard for $10,000. I know we got relisted. See? You see that up there? It means it got relisted. Ooh, wow. That is cool to me to see this. This got relisted too. I guess they didn't pay. I don't know if they paid or not. 1,000. This is Soul Silver and a bonus Lugia figure. I think it's a Walmart edition. That's pretty cool. The remake for silver. We're still going through. This is still like within the last 24 hours of stuff that's sold. Wow. A Versus box. Grass Lightning sold for 9,000 or best offer. Holy cow. Charmander. That's an interesting one. Seeing a retrace. This only went for 1,800. I believe this definitely went for a decent chunk higher before. I thought these were over 2,000 at one point. Very interesting on that one. Might be a retrace on that card a bit. Platinum Supreme Victors, 3,900 at best offer. Here's another black and white era in the $1,000 range, 1,110. Still, this is all the stuff that goes on, guys. So now we're moving back 2 days ago now. Wow. Green Wing, single country code, 29,500 or best offer. Just going through, seeing a lot of the things that are happening right now in the market. It's good to get an idea of this kind of stuff, just to kind of get a feel for it. But yeah, a fossil box, that's a pretty big price, 9,700. So they're touching 10,000 on there. I think that's a good overlook of the market and everything like that. But yeah, guys, I think that is going to do it for today's PokeRev show. I think that's what I'm calling it as of now, the PokeRev show. So unless we have a better name for this coming up, but I'll think about it. And you guys let me know if you have any ideas as well. But yeah, guys, I think that's going to do it. Hope you had a fun time hanging out here in the Poke Cave, talking Pokemon cards, buying, selling, investing, and collecting. Again, we do this every Saturday morning, so make sure you come back next Saturday, as well as the rest of this week. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday, we're doing live openings right here in the Poke Cave. So make sure on your way out, smash that like button if you enjoyed the video. If you're in my replay squad, let me get a hashtag replay squad in the comment section if you made it all the way through this video. I appreciate everybody being here. And again, guys, if you were new to the channel and you just found this video, hit that subscribe button, stick around. I appreciate all of you guys coming out here. Sorry I did not get to every single question, but just come back next Saturday, throw it back in there again, and the earlier you get in, the more likely I will get to your question. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it. Hope you have a great day, and I will see you on the next one.